Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga class today. Well, I've got a completely different one for you today. What we're going to be working on today is therapeutic yoga for snoring. Now, when you think of snoring, if you sleep by yourself, you don't know that you snore unless you wake yourself up snoring. Most times, if you snore, if you sleep with another person, and that person tells you that you snore. But there are a couple of key indicators to tell you that you do snore. One of them is your body size. So if your body mass is over a BMI of 30, so by medical standards, you are obese. Or if you take a measuring tape and you take that measuring tape and you put it around your neck and you actually measure the circumference of your neck, and your neck measures more than 16 inches, then you have the first likelihood as far as a comorbidity that you snore at night. The second thing is, if you wake up in the morning and you've got headaches and you've got a dry mouth, then chances are you do a little bit of mouth breathing. And so if you're a mouth breather, you tend to also snore through the night. And when we talk about snoring, it can be just mild snoring, which is called in the medical world, upper airway restrictive syndrome or resistance syndrome. Or it could be that you have a mild, moderate, or severe case of obstructive sleep apnea. Now, these exercises are not intended to fix severe obstructive sleep apnea, okay? Seek medical attention for that. These exercises are intended to reduce snoring if you have upper airway resistance syndrome or mild sleep apnea. Okay, so if you are a mouth breather, there is a quick fix for that, and it is called tape. So I want to quickly show everyone before we get started in our exercises for our mouth today and for breathing, how you would fix mouth breathing. There are lots of products on the market that are simple pieces of tape, different types of tape, different types of adhesive. But there's only one really correct way to use mouth tape to stop mouth breathing to reduce your snoring. When you take the piece of tape, whether it's paper tape or some sort of paper tape product that you've bought specifically for mouth breathers, take the tape and start with placing it on the back of your hand. Once you've done that, you take some of the adhesiveness off of the tape because you don't want it to be too aggressive to your lips. Then simply place your lips together and apply the tape over top of your lips. Most snoring types of tape have little tiny holes in the center so that you can still exhale out through the tape, but you can simply use a paper tape and cut a little tiny hole in there. Okay, so let's get on with our exercises today. So we are going to be working on 9 specific exercises that have been clinically proven to reduce snoring and increase the strength of your tongue and what is called your oral pharynx, or all of the muscles in the back of your throat. So when we look at research on tongue and oral pharynx exercises, we know that to strengthen and reduce snoring, you have to do these exercises 8 to 10 minutes a day for 3 months. So just picture, if you could, if you were going to the gym and you started doing bicep curls, or you started doing squats, or you started doing overhead presses or something, you do not get an immediate result. It's the same thing when you strengthen your tongue and your oral pharynx. It takes time for this strength to show its effect. So it may be 6 to 12 weeks before your snoring is actually reduced. All right. So the only thing that you really need for today's exercises is a spoon and maybe some coins. So have those at hand. We will end our class laying on our yoga mat. So maybe have your yoga mat somewhere near you. You can be sitting on your yoga mat or sitting in a chair like I am. So the first exercise we're going to do is what is called a lip trace. So you're going to take the tip of your tongue and you're going to trace the whole inside of your lips clockwise and counterclockwise. So if you were doing this for 8 to 10 minutes a day, you would do 10 to 20 repetitions. Let's try 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise. All right, go for it. That's all there is to it. Now, if you don't typically do a lot of tongue exercises, you probably already felt some burning in your tongue. And the reason you felt that burning in your tongue is because you used your tongue to get it a little bit stronger. Okay, next exercise, what we're going to do, it's called cheek puffs. Basically, what you're going to do is put air in your mouth, in your oral pharynx, and you're going to use your tongue and the muscles of your cheek to push the air from side to side. Now, there might be some squeaking happening when you do this because some air will get out through your lips if you are a little bit weak through your cheek muscles. But give it a try and try to push the air 3 times to each side. That's all there is to it. Now, if you were doing that exercise for your 8 to 10 minutes a day, you would do 10 to 20 cheek puffs on each side. Okay, the next one, I hope you have at least one clean finger, because what we're going to be doing is what is called a cheek hook, H-O-O-K. So kind of think how you hook a fish. Well, we're going to do that with our lips. So you have a buccinator muscle. It is a muscle that's part of your cheek and your lips. And oftentimes it gets really, really weak, which is one of the reasons you open your mouth and you snore and have that mouth breathing happening. So here's what I want you to do. Take a finger, whatever finger you want. You're going to place it on the inside and outside, on the lateral side of your cheek. What you're then going to do is use your finger in your hand and pull your cheek out. Then you're going to use the strength of your cheek and pull your cheek back. So let's give it a try 3 times on each cheek. There you have it. Okay, so now grab that spoon. We're going to get into that 4th exercise, which is called a spoon hold. Also, grab something that can be a weight on top of your spoon. So what you're going to do, this is one of the best exercises for strengthening your tongue. Your tongue in its resting position should be able to rest onto the roof of your mouth. That's where it rests. But where your tongue needs to be when you're using it for movement is to be able to move from the base of your jaw, mandible, to the roof of your mouth to each side of your cheek. So what this exercise is going to do is strengthen it pushing downward or pushing it upward. So what I want you to do is start just like you were taking your temperature and take the spoon and place it to the bottom side of your tongue and hold it against the tongue and the teeth. Just like that. Equally, you could put it to the roof of your mouth and press your tongue up into the spoon to hold it against the roof of your mouth. Just like that. Most of us, our tongue is weaker pushing downward, which is why we have a weaker oral pharynx than it is pushing upward. But pick for yourself, either put the spoon under the tongue or on top of the tongue. Push it down into the base of your mouth or up into the roof of your mouth, and then begin to add weights to your spoon. This exercise, I analogize it to patients just like you're doing a plank pose for your core. So the idea is to put enough weight on your spoon that your spoon begins to drop, but it doesn't drop fully. And then you need to try to hold it there for a minimum of 10 to 15 seconds. All right, so give it a try. All right, how'd you do with that? Did you feel the spoon shaking? That was your tongue strengthening. Did you feel your lips quivering at all? As your lips were quivering, that was you strengthening up through that whole entire oral pharyngeal area. Okay, So let's do another excellent exercise for your tongue. So this exercise is called a tongue slide. So literally all you're going to do, put the tip of your tongue where the back of your top teeth are. Like you're going to say the word no. No. That's where you start with your tongue. Then all you're going to do is slide your tongue all the way back to the very back of the top of the roof of your mouth. Give it a try. The cool thing about when you do that is what it does is it teaches you to, one, strengthen your tongue, but it also does what's called retraction of your mandible, meaning that the jaw actually pulls backward when you pull your tongue to the very back of your throat. If you work on doing this every single day, about 20 times, it starts to actually open up your airway. Try it one more time and feel for yourself that that jaw actually moves backward as the tongue slides backward. There you have it. Okay, now let's do some tongue push-ups. So just like you can do push-ups to strengthen your deltoid and your pecs and your triceps, you can do push-ups to strengthen your tongue. So this is also commonly called a tongue suck exercise. So if you think about newborn babies, those who are fortunate enough to breastfeed, they get really, really strong tongues. Did you know that babies and young infants that breastfeed actually have a reduced risk of snoring as a child and an adult? Because their tongue is stronger. So all we're going to do is try that tongue suck, that tongue push up. So here's what you're going to do. Push the tongue up to the very top of the roof of your mouth and make a sucking noise. "20 or so of those every day, and before you know it, that tongue is much, much stronger. Now, if you are somebody that has any sort of jaw issues, temporomandibular joint, you can combine that tongue push-up, that sucking type of technique, with an exercise for your jaw. So all you do, take that tongue, place it to the roof of the mouth for me. And once you have that tongue to the roof of your mouth, you're simply going to take your mandible, your jawbone, and slowly open and close it. So it's kind of a combination of two exercises in one to strengthen your tongue and one to actually normalize the joint movements of your jaw. Okay, so you know that little tiny funny thing that's way back there in your throat that kind of comes down and it's kind of in the shape of a U? It's called your uvula, U-V-U-L-A. And that uvula is part of the muscle of the back of your throat. So if you go to the doctor and the doctor says, say ah, as you stick your tongue out, he's obviously, or she's obviously looking at the back of your throat to see if there's anything wrong with it. But when you say a vocalization like the letter ah, what happens to that uvula is it actually vibrates as those muscles back there pull up and strengthen and push the air out. So you can do something as simple as take a nice deep inhale into your belly, open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and and you're actually strengthening that uvula. But there's another really good exercise that helps differentiate the movement of the uvula side to side and forward and back. And it's called the arc-unk exercise. So arc, A-R-C or A-R-K, unk, U-N-C or U-N-K. So all you do is you lengthen your neck, so you settle your chin using the movement of the mandible. You, as loud as you can, say arc-unk, 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 arc-unk. And as you're saying that arc-unk, what's happening is you're actually strengthening those muscles that are back there. Okay, now we've done lots for our tongue already. We've done lots for our cheek muscles. We've even done some for the back of our throat. So we're now going to do something called the Masako maneuver, M-A-S-A-K-O. It's actually a technique that's used in therapy to improve swallowing. Okay, so what you do is you protrude your tongue, which means you bring your tongue forward, while at the same time you try to train yourself to contract your esophagus and all of your oral pharynx muscles to swallow. So to take your tongue, what you want to do is place it between your teeth and your lips and push it up there as much as you can. You could equally stick your tongue out and keep it out, but it's easier and a better position for your jaw if you just slide it up to the very top of the lips inside your mouth. Now, once you have it there, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and give yourself a real good swallow. Not so easy to do, is it? Definitely not easy to do if you've got swallowing difficulties, if you've got any sort of neck arthritis, or if you're someone who is used to opening their mouth and snoring at night. So it's a really excellent maneuver or exercise to work on to strengthen the throat muscles while keeping the tongue in a steady position. Okay, the final exercise that we're going to be working on to strengthen this whole thing here, to reduce that snoring, is to strengthen our neck muscles. So we're going to strengthen the back of our neck muscles and the front of our neck muscles all at the same time. So this exercise that is used, and it's named in the Institute of Physical Art, who is a great company that I happen to work for. They call it axial elongation. But basically what you're doing is you're lengthening the back of your neck and you're settling your chin. Now, please understand that this is a very different exercise than if you were doing some sort of disc-related exercise for your neck. So commonly in physical therapy, we do what is called a neck retraction exercise. What it looks like is you retract your neck backwards. Try it yourself. If you retract your neck backward and you try to breathe, neck retraction actually shuts off. It actually makes your oral pharynx, your breathing ability, smaller. So never do that if you're trying to improve your ability to not snore at night, okay? But axial elongation and strengthening the muscles of the front of the back of your neck will actually keep that oral pharynx even more open. So lengthen through the back of your neck, settle your chin into your throat. Now that you've got yourself into that position, take one hand and take a few fingers and place it to the back of your neck. Take the other thumb and place it underneath your chin. Now, in this position, what you're going to do is keep your neck nice and steady and still, but you're trying to, with the hand behind your neck, push it forward. The hand under your chin, lift it up, but you don't let anything move. Now, as you're doing this, you're strengthening all of those muscles at the back of your neck, and you're even strengthening those muscles to the front of your neck. So doing that, just like a plank or so, for 15 seconds and doing it 1 or 2 times begins to really build up the strength and endurance of your neck muscles. Okay, so there you have it. We have done a total of 9 exercises to strengthen through the tongue, through the mouth, and through the oral pharynx. Again, by research, if you do that 8 to 10 minutes a day for 3 months, your snoring is reduced. And if you sleep in that bed with somebody else, I bet you they are very happy that you're doing these exercises. So let's move on to the now more therapeutic yoga or more yoga perspective of today's class, and that is focusing on breathing. So it's important, if you are a snorer, to work on strengthening your abdominals and working on how you breathe. So we're going to go through several breathing exercises today. Now, the great thing about breathing exercises is they also work on calming your nervous system down, but we're actually going to be working on them to think about strengthening our abdominal muscles and just think about creating improved motor control, meaning learning how to breathe through your nose, not breathe through your mouth. So the first exercise that we're going to be doing is alternate nostril breathing, also known as Nada Shodhana breathing in yoga. So your left hand, just keep it resting onto your thigh, but your right hand we're going to be using. So you're going to use your right thumb for your right nostril. You're going to use your ring finger for your left nostril. So the index in the middle, you can just bend them downwards, keep them out of the way as you're working to and from between closing off alternate muscle or nostrils. Now, what this does is it improves training the airways through your nose. That's where we should breathe in the first place. We're not Darth Vader. We should not be breathing through our mouth. All right, so let's give Nadi Shodhana breath a try. So if you want to, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, maybe even gently close your eyes. Take your thumb and place it against your right nostril and close your right nostril off. Take a nice slow inhale into the left nostril for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Close the left, open the right. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the right, open the left. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left, open right. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close right, open left. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left, open right. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close right, open left. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a nice good sniff upwards because you've got really, really good moisturized nostrils right now. This is an excellent technique to do before bedtime to train your brain to breathe through your nose and not through your mouth. Okay, so let's get on working our abdominal muscles now. So we're going to do a breathing technique called Bhastrika breath, which is often commonly known as bellows breath. So what you're going to be working is your diaphragm, the muscle that pulls down when you inhale, and your abdominals, the muscles that contract when you forcefully exhale. So it's called bellows breath because if you can think of a bellows that stokes a fire, you are stoking the fire through your abdominal region by using the diaphragm forcefully and the abdominals forcefully. Now, if you've got uncontrolled blood pressure, or any sort of medical condition that you should not be forcefully using your abdominals, like you're pregnant, please don't do this exercise, or at least seek medical attention before you do so. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Sit up nice and tall. Once you sit up nice and tall, make sure that your back is not supported by anything and your feet are on the floor. Relax your shoulder blades back and down, lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin. So what you're going to do is take a forceful inhale through where? Your nose, and a forceful exhale through where? Your nose. Now, if you have weakness through your spine or your abdominals, as you do your bellows breath, in, out, in, out, in, out, what's going to happen is you're going to feel your body actually moving. Keep your hands on your thighs, brace with your hands so that you can support your spine so that the only thing that's moving are your abdominals. Okay, let's try it for 5 forceful breaths. Go for it. There you have it. Now, if you are doing Bhastrika breath for abdominal strengthening to improve your nasal breathing, again, this is all about snoring, right? You would do that 20 to 30 times in a row without stopping. All right, let's stick with the abdominals. So the next breathing technique that we're going to be doing is called skull shining breath. Also in the yoga world, it's called Kapalabhati breathing. But essentially, unlike bellows breath, where we were working on forced inhale, forced exhale, now the only thing we're going to be working on is forcing the exhale. So it's 100% about contracting those abdominals on every exhalation. Keep your hands supported on your thighs. It helps you not move your spine and keep it stable. But what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep inhale into your belly, and then you're going to force quick, fast exhales. Just like that. So if we were doing this to train ourselves to not snore, to improve our nasal breathing and strengthen our abdominals, just like the bellows breath, 20 to 30 repetitions in a row. But give it a try at home right now for 10 quick, fast exhalations. Deep inhale in, go for it. There you have it. Wonderful job, guys. Okay, so we're going to do one last breathing exercise before we get down on our yoga mat. Now, this last breathing exercise actually does not live in the yoga world. It really lives more in the Eastern medicine world. And it's called Buteyko breathing, Buteyko, Buteyko breathing. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But the concept of Buteyko breathing is that you're working on holding and retaining your breath. So where it's obviously popularized is with people who do a lot of scuba diving or people who are really training themselves to not be mouth breathers and to learn how to nasal breathe and reduce their snoring. So Buteyko breathing is very simple. All that you're going to do is take a slow inhale in, and then you hold the breath, and you breath hold what is a comfortable amount for you. Then you slowly exhale the air out. So if you think about it, the 4-7-8 breath, which is a relaxation breath technique, is kind of a version of Buteyko breathing. Now, each and every one of us has a different amount that we can breath hold. And it's all a matter of how good the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens in your lungs. So if your lungs are really healthy and your lungs are really trained, you could hold your breath for 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds. But today, what we're going to do is we're just going to try a 10-second breath hold, and we're going to do it twice, okay? So sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take a slow, deep inhale in. Now hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale out through the nose. You've got it. Let's do it one more time. Take a deep inhale in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. Simple as that. So Buteyko breathing increases the efficiency of your lungs. When it increases the efficiency of your lungs, when you're sleeping at night and you've already trained yourself not to mouth breathe, you've trained yourself to nose breathe, you strengthen your tongue and your oral pharynx. If you do, hold your breath and stop breathing for a minute. It's not going to be as toxic to your system because your body is trained to hold your breath a little bit more and create a little bit longer hold before you feel too hypoxic and things start to go wrong. Okay, let's finish our class on our mat. So simply all I want you to do now, if you're sitting in a chair and you have not been on your yoga mat, is just move yourself away from your chair. Find yourself on your yoga mat in child's pose. Now, as you're resting in child's pose, check in that your knees are hip distance. Your feet are hip distance. You can look straight back and see that your feet aren't coming together. Crown of the head is on the floor. The chest is on the knees. Go ahead and straighten your elbows today. And as you straighten your elbows, feel that length that happens through the side of your body here. Now really check in that chin is tucked into your chest here. Take a slow, deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Push yourself up into hands and knees. Have it so that your hips are stacked perfectly on top of your knees. Walk those wrists back so that they're shoulder width and underneath your shoulders and your elbows. Index fingers, point them forward, thumbs spread them on inward. All right, let's get ourselves in a nice comfortable tabletop position, quadruped, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and push between your shoulder blades a little bit. Lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin. Remember that axial elongation position, right? Now keep your spine nice and stable. Then in this position, take a slow, deep inhale, let your belly sink. Don't let your spine move. Then as you exhale, use those abdominals, guys, and pull that abdominal region all the way up to your spine without your spine moving. 2 more times here. Inhale, let the belly sink, but not the spine. Exhale, pull that spine up and in as the abdominals contract, but don't let the spine move from its position. Inhale, belly sinks, spine is stable. Exhale, pull that belly up and in, spine is stable. Beautiful. Now just gently push yourself back. Give your wrists a break just for a second. As you push yourself back, drop your elbows down now. Drop the crown of the head down onto the floor. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale in. And exhale out. Back up into those hands and knees. Let's go through 3 cat-cows here. So take an inhale, sink the belly, sink the spine, lift the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen through the front of the neck, gaze upward gently. Then as you exhale, pull that abdomen in, tuck that tailbone under, really spread between the shoulder blades, drop that head, chin to chest, gaze into your belly button. 2 more times. Inhale, sink the belly, lift the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen through the front of the neck, gently gaze up. Exhale, pull that abdomen in, tuck that tailbone under, spread those shoulder blades, drop that chin to chest, gaze to the belly button. And 1 more time. Inhale, sink everything down. And exhale, curl everything up. Excellent. Slowly come back to the center of your tabletop position, or hands and knees, and then drop yourself down onto your left side. Now, we've done lots to already strengthen through abdominals. We've just done new exercises, cat-cow, as well as diaphragmatic dissociation to strengthen through our abdominals. We're going to do one last exercise to strengthen through our abdominals in a side-lying position. And then we're just going to finish class in Savasana. So as you lay yourself down on your side, here's what I need you to do today. I need you to take your upper hand and bring it up and over and support your head. Let your head rest into your hand. So the right hand is resting against the skull. Your knees and your hips are stacked at hip height. Now, this is an excellent exercise to strengthen through that lateral wall of your abdominals. We're going to do this with breathing strictly through our nose. So I'm going to show you how it looks, and then we're going to play with it for 5 repetitions on each side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift the rib cage up and lift the feet up, shortening everything on the side of the abdominals. Inhale, drop everything down. Do it with me now 5 times. Exhale, squeeze through the side of the rib cage. Inhale, drop everything down. Check in that your head is staying supported in your hand. Exhale, pull everything up. Inhale, drop everything down. Exhale, pull that side of your body up. 2 more times. Inhale, drop everything down. Exhale, pull up, lift those feet. Inhale, drop it all down. Add exhale, pull. Then slowly inhale. And as you exhale, relax right there. Okay, so bottom elbow, top hand. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, push yourself up and flip yourself to the opposite side. So as you flip yourself to the opposite side, same deal. Lay yourself down on your side. Immediately take that left hand, come up and over and rest the head into the hand. You don't have to worry about any compression of your neck being in a side bend or anything. Then stack the knees up to hip height. All right. So let's just go through it one time. So you have the combination of the breath and the exercise here. So you're going to take an inhale here. Then on the exhale, you're pulling the rib cage up and pulling the pelvis up to shorten the side of the abdominals. Inhale, do it with me 5 times. Exhale, contract and pull upward. Inhale. Exhale, contract and pull upwards. Inhale. Exhale, really shorten through the side of that body. Inhale. Exhale, really shorten. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale all the way back down. Then roll yourself over onto your back. All right, so believe it or not, even though we have not done any traditional abdominal exercises that you often see in the fitness world, we really have done a tremendous amount to work on creating strength through our abdominal region that will help us in reducing our snoring. All right, so lengthen your neck for me. Settle your chin. Have your knees bent. Rest your feet flat onto your yoga mat. Find that happy place where your low back is half between its arch and half between pressing downward onto the yoga mat. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you for a moment. And then once you get yourself into that position, take your hands and just place your hands onto your belly. Now in this position, take a slow inhale in through your nose. Feel your belly expand. And then as you exhale, really slowly exhale through the nose. Let the belly relax. And 2 more times. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling, belly expands. And exhaling. Beautiful. Right knee, bring it up to your chest, hands around the shin bone. Left leg, lower it straight down onto your yoga mat. Take a nice deep inhale here, and as you exhale, pull that knee gently to your chest. Slow, deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Then take that right foot, place it on the left thigh. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand out to the side of the body. Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, spinal twist as that right knee goes to the left. Pelvis lifts, low back lifts, rib cage lifts, but that right shoulder blade, keep it on the mat. Lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin, and turn your gaze to the right. A nice deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale in. And exhale out. And gently unrotate your head. Start at that right shoulder blade and derotate that rib cage, that low back, that pelvis. Place the right foot on the floor, slide the left leg up, and then bring the left knee to your chest. Hands around the shin bone here. And once you've got that, lower the right leg down. Take a nice deep inhale in, and as you exhale, pull the left knee into your chest. Deep inhale into the belly here. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. and exhaling out. Then place the left foot onto the right thigh, right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand out to the side of the body. Take a nice deep inhale here, and as you exhale, pull that left knee to the right, feeling the pelvis, the low back, and the rib cage lift. Left shoulder blade stays engaged onto the yoga mat. Lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin, turn your gaze to the left. Deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And then unrotate the head. Start at that left shoulder blade and derotate that rib cage, that low back, that pelvis. Place the left foot on the floor, slide the right leg up. All right, now that you've got yourself in that position, take both knees to your chest for a second. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, pull your knees into your chest. Maybe a little rock as you massage through those back and pelvis muscles for a second. And then when you feel like you're ready, both feet onto the floor. Slide your legs down to the corners of the mat. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you. Rest your palms upwards towards the ceiling. And lengthen through the neck. Settle through the chin. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. Remember, that's its resting position. That nice new strong tongue, right? Gently close your eyes. And then softly focus that you're just breathing in and out through your nose here. And you can be aware of the sensation of your breath somewhere else in your body. But since it's all about snoring today, let your mind focus on that air moving in and out of those nostrils. Then gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and do some circles with your wrists and your ankles. And then very slowly, one leg at a time, slide the leg up and then let yourself roll to your left or your right side. Once you get yourself there, just rest there for a breath or two. And then when you feel like you're ready, using that bottom elbow and that top hand, on an exhalation, push yourself up into a seated position. And then gently find yourself in easy pose. Hands are to your heart and a nice, beautiful smile is on those lips. You did such a great job today, way outside of a box of our normal therapeutic yoga class. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhale out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me today.